MHK All Day, only on Channel 8.
Welcome to MHK All Day. I'm Daniela Leon. We're glad you could join us. Have you heard what's going on around town? We have. A bull's death is raising questions around Kansas State University. University police were called to Purebred Beef Unit on Sunday to find a bull that had been shot. The accident is still being investigated. Wamego is seeking economic growth. In the last 5 years, Wamego has seen a nearly 25% increase in sales tax revenue for September. Pottawatomie County has also seen a 15% increase in the same time. A hot topic around campus recently has been Spark Week. Students promoting the advancement of research at K-State, or Spark Week, is a week-long push to help students get interested in involved in research. The week includes a magic show, a research pitch session like the hit show Shark Tank, a TEDx-style talk, and a presidential address. The advancement of research at K-State also advances K-State's goal to become the top 50 research institution by 2025. Pull out the fire extinguisher if Spark Week gets a little too heated. It's also Fire Prevention Week. MHK All Day's Lacey Seifkin jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire to tell us how to prevent fires.
Back and forth using fire content.
Pin, aim, squeeze, and sweep. That's how you put out a fire with a fire extinguisher. You pass.
Today is Fire Prevention Week, so we are here to educate all the students about fire safety and fire education.
That's just one of the many demonstrations students and staff can participate in at Bosco Plaza outside the K-State Union. Other activities include drunk simulations and a distraction game, which was more difficult than it looks.
We've been doing this for about 14 years. In the past, it's been Manhattan Fire Department, Kansas State University, State Fire Marshal's Office, and the Department of Forestry. This year, we've actually pulled in FEMA, the Red Cross, and Salvation Army. So it's actually growing this year. Riley County Emergency Preparedness is also here this year. So each year, we're getting bigger and bigger.
So be sure to drop by one of these booths and become more prepared for the future.
The main focus in Fire Prevention Week is for the students to be cognizant of fire safety and education, and they can share with their family back at home and their nieces and nephews, our children, about smoke alarms in their houses and their bedrooms, and how we want people to know to test those smoke alarms on a monthly basis and have one in their sleeping bedroom so they can hear the beep when they sleep.
Better safe than sorry.
Fire Prevention Week continues today with more demonstrations and games in Bosco Plaza until 2 this afternoon. Fire isn't the only thing being prevented in the Flint Hills. According to K-State, its Manhattan's campus has gotten safer over the last few years. K-State released its annual campus security and fire safety report. The 28-page document outlines crime statistics for campus and the surrounding areas going back to 2012. There were 2/3 fewer burglaries this year than there were in 2012. Domestic violence and liquor law violations also saw a decrease, although liquor law arrests did nearly double in that time. The report also listed campus resources, fire safety improvements for campus safety. A link to the report is posted on MHK All Day Facebook and Twitter pages. The City of Manhattan is working hard to create a positive workforce on and off campus. The Riley County Police Department recently brought in Dr. Lori Friedel to talk about the science behind bias policing. Friedel is an associate professor in criminology at the University of South Florida. She served as the director of research at the Police Executive Research Forum for 6 years.
After we talked about the science of bias and how even well-intentioned people, including well-intentioned police, have biases, because we were dealing with the command level personnel and leaders in the community, we were talking about high-level things that the agency needs to do. We talked about recruitment and hiring, the leadership message, training, how the department can strengthen their outreach to diverse communities, measurement. So those were the topics that we talked about so that the department could strengthen their efforts to promote fair and impartial policing.
Okay, Director, Power Captain, Joey. We are here with Jody Cos, Director of PowerCap Financial Counseling. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks for having me.
So what exactly is PFC?
So it's a free service to students, and it's a peer-to-peer program. So students that are in our financial related majors are trained then to provide free financial assistance to other students.
And how has PFC helped current K-State students so far?
Yeah, lots of ways. We are sitting down with students, helping them create a budget for the semester, helping them make a financial plan, looking forward to their future and making sure they have a good understanding of their student loans if they have to borrow, and then looking also as they transition into work and understanding their job offers and managing credit decisions, because this is the time when students usually start to get involved with credit.
So what type of issues do you feel college students get themselves into during school and after graduation?
Well, there are a lot of financial decisions for college students to make, but they may not have been trained yet on how to do that. And so really navigating choices between what are the better types of student loans, also keeping a good track of their spending, not overdoing some of the things like eating out that can really break their budget, and really having a good plan and really sitting down and understanding where the money's going.
So identity theft has been a hot button topic. Is this something that college students should be aware of and concerned about?
They certainly should, because young people are most likely victims of identity theft. They should be monitoring and checking their credit. Even if they don't have credit yet, somebody else might take their information and commit fraud with it. So going to annualcreditreport.com and looking at their free credit report, they're entitled to one from each of the 3 credit bureaus, and seeing, they say 1 in 3 credit reports has a mistake, getting those corrected as well. Yeah.
Okay, and one of my final questions is going into graduation and starting to pay off those student loans, what kind of saving, I want to say like programs or like habits should we get into in order to be prepared for those student loans?
Yes. Well, looking at what those repayment plan options are with federal loans, you're going to have quite a few to choose from, and making one that fits your budget, and then trying to pay more if you can to cut back on the interest costs, and knowing that with your unsubsidized loans, that interest has been accumulating the entire time while you've been in school. So trying to pay off that accumulated interest before they capitalize or add it back to the principal would be really helpful.
Okay, and how do you become involved with PFC?
The best way to make an appointment is to go to the website, ksu.edu/PFC, and then they'll go into cases once they click on the request an appointment link and just fill out some information and times that you're available, and we'll set up an appointment for them.
And how much of a time commitment would this be?
Generally, we set aside an hour, but most of the sessions run between 30 to 45 minutes, and it's completely free and confidential.
Has PFC been effective so far?
Yeah, every year actually we've been growing and growing in the services. We're averaging between 500 to 600 client sessions every year now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
On all students?
Yep, all students, even distance students. We offer online counseling if you're not on the campus and want to still receive the support.
Okay, well, thank you, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for all of your help. They're furry, friendly, and great at snuggling, but some dogs have serious jobs. Kenya Mills has more on how man's best friend can save lives.
3 years ago, King was rescued from death row at an animal shelter. Now, he helps his owner and trainer, Haley Lubrano, live a normal life despite having epilepsy.
So he alerts to me about 30 minutes before I have a seizure. That gives me enough time to get to a safe place, put myself in the recovery position, and then I don't get hurt.
Service dogs like King are more than just pets. They are lifelines to the people they serve.
And you see he's actually leaning forward and putting pressure on those points. He helps calm her down and slow her heart rate. We go to shelters and rescue dogs most of the time, and that's where we're getting our alerters. But all dogs can smell it. They can smell the difference, but not all dogs want to tell you. Is that an alert? You can alert.
Cassie interrupts her handler's interview to remind her to take her meds.
Okay.
King and Cassie work for You Good Dog Service Dogs, a donation-based organization that equips rescue dogs with the skills to help people with a wide array of physical or mental issues. Luna helps Rhonda Viveros live the life she thought she'd never live again due to the chronic pain in her legs.
Yes. I really thought that I wasn't going to be able to get out and walk around and do things that I used to do. So I went from just staying at home every day, almost 24 hours a day, to now we go out on outings, which I never would have before. So it's really, it's been a life changer.
In Manhattan, Kenya Mills, MHK All Day.
Yes, good girl.
sports outro from here.
Hi, Tanner. Way to join us. Dog trainers advise if you see a dog with a service dog tag, make sure to just walk on by. Petting the dog or playing with them may distract them from saving their owners' lives. Coming up, we'll hear from Tanner Barth on sports, and don't forget to keep up with MHK All Day on Facebook. Just head over to our page and click like to get updates about what's going on in the Flint Hills area. We'll be right back.
It was a routine grain elevator inspection until the explosions began. Until a blast tossed him more than 300 feet. Then it became the event that changed Kevin Saunders forever. The body of this K-State alum was broken, but his spirit, well, that spirit not only survived, it thrived. Against all odds, Saunders transformed himself into the world's greatest wheelchair athlete, one of America's premier motivational speakers, and the first Paralympian appointed to the President's Council on Physical Fitness, Sport, and Nutrition. Where there's a wildcat, there's a way. Wired magazine calls him the explainer. His students call him amazing. Over 20 million YouTube views show that Associate Anthropology Professor Michael Wesch is transforming higher education. Translated to more than 20 languages and counting, Professor Wesch's teachings still share one common voice: passion. And whether you're learning live or online, that passion is contagious. And that passion is one of the leading reasons Kansas State University is first among U.S. public research universities in producing U.S. Case Carnegie Professors of the Year. Where there's a wildcat, there's a way.
Welcome back to MHK All Day. I'm joined here with Tanner Barth. Kansas is overwhelmingly in support of guns, but should they be everywhere? In the wake of the mass shooting at an Oregon community college, the Kansas Board of Regents is examining gun control on campus. In 2017, Kansas universities will have to open their doors to concealed carry without permits unless universities put metal detectors and guards at every entrance. Stadiums like Bill Snyder Family Stadium would also be open to concealed carry weapons, even though the stadium itself has rules against firearms. The only shootout we want at Bill Snyder Stadium is a showdown between quarterbacks, right, Tanner?
That's absolutely right. October is finally here, and Royals fans throughout the state know it's time for playoff baseball. Kansas City will open the playoffs tomorrow with game one at Kauffman Stadium against the Houston Astros. Kansas City will send 13-game winner Yadano Ventura to the mound. He will face off against Colin McHugh, which is a 19-game winner for the Astros. The Royals will look to bounce back tomorrow from last year's loss in Game 7 of the World Series to the San Francisco Giants. First pitch tomorrow, Kauffman Stadium is set for 6:37. With youth, high school, college, and professional sports all starting up again this fall, staying healthy is once again the main concern. Each year, more than 60 million people participate in some sort of sporting activity. Out of those, 5 million are approximately injuries that athletes suffer. These numbers have coaches, athletes, and parents everywhere asking the big question: how can we limit the number of injuries in sports? Football is a sport where all age groups are taking safety measures to decrease the number of injuries on the college and professional level. League commissioners have made it to where there can only be 1 day of contact during the week of practice leading up to the game. Youth sports is where nearly half of these injuries occur each year, with nearly 3.5 million injuries coming out of the 5 to 14 age group. Out of those 3.5 million, 62% come while in practice. While some of these injuries are from accidents and nothing can be done to prevent it, others can result from poor training practices or improper gear. So athletes, make sure you're warming up and stretching enough before you play or exercise to decrease your chance of getting injured. Daniela, sometimes though you end up having 5 quarterbacks injured and a wide receiver steps up at quarterback. Just talk about Cody Cook. What is it? You go from a wide receiver to a quarterback, and that's just one of those transitions that if you're a good athlete, you're able to do, and Cody Cook was able to do that against Oklahoma State last weekend.
Do you think he will do that when we face TCU this Saturday?
I think it'll be really interesting when you look at it because Joe Huebner did come back in. Cody Cook got hurt at the end of last week's game. As we were talking about injuries, the Wildcats have a ton of mounting up right now, so it'll be interesting to see whether Joe Huebner comes out and takes the Wildcats quarterback position, or you'll see Cody Cook. And Bill Snyder in his post-game conference did say that Cody Cook going forward will see time at both quarterback and wide receiver. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Bill Snyder and the Wildcats team does going forward against the number 2 ranked team in the country.
Yeah, TCU will be definitely tough. And going to baseball, we're in playoff season. Were you surprised at the AL wildcard outcome game?
I don't think so. I think last night it was a really young, talented Astros team that came out and kind of controlled a older Yankees team that had got there earlier on in the season, had a slow start to begin the season, but then kind of really pulled it together at the end of the year and was able to come out and get it done against a an old Yankees team, but this Astros team. I think the Astros pose a lot of challenges for the Royals, so it'll be interesting to see how Game 1 on Thursday kind of pans out for this Royals team.
Yeah, I mean, the Astros haven't been in the playoffs since 2006, so let's see how they do against the Royals. Well, thanks, Tanner.
You're welcome.
Manhattan High is using a rivalry game to raise money for their football program. This Friday, Manhattan High takes a Junction City in the 7th annual Silver Trophy game. Before the game, there will be barbecue sandwiches, chips, and drinks being sold to raise money for the Manhattan High team. No matter which team you root for, you can support high school athletics and cure that pesky rumble in your tummy. To keep up with MHK All Day crew and everything that's happening in the Flint Hills, follow us on Twitter and MHK All Day on Facebook.
A Wildcat legacy from generation to generation.
Where my grandfather went to school.
Where my mother went to school.
It's a legacy scholarship program started by the K-State Alumni Association, specifically for the children and grandchildren of K-State alumni. When you buy a K-State license plate, you fund legacy scholarships.
Show your purple pride and be a part of the Wildcat legacy.
Kansas State University's PowerCat Financial Counseling presents SALT, a game-changing financial tool. It's simple, useful, and best of all, free for K-State students and alumni. SALT provides personal money coaches, help with student loans, and a wide range of career opportunities. Go online to kstate.edu/SALT and see what SALT is all about. Get money smart today.
K-State Student Radio brings every game to K-State fans on the Wildcat 91.9.
Klein's going to take a pitch out to the right. Hubert dices his way up and into the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field for Tyler Lockett. Catches it. 15-10, 5, touchdown, Kansas State.
For all of your K-State sports coverage, tune into the Wildcat 91.9.
Welcome back to MHK All Day, your friend in the Flint Hills. If you have to walk home, but you want to take the least dangerous path possible, we've got something for you. The website is called Trulia. It adds up to the arrests made in different locations so you know what part of town you need to avoid. You can even look at the crimes that happen at night. One might not want to walk there because of all the crimes occurring. You can also see information about school districts and housing prices for that area. If you'd like to check out Trulia for yourself, just go to the MHK All Day Facebook and Twitter sites. Social media websites and apps, technology has really taken safety to a whole nother level. Reporter Natalie Otto is in the newsroom to show us a few safety apps that could potentially save your life.
Beloved places we call home. But Mother knew best when she said, remember safety first. Today, I'm going to show you a few safety apps we can all download for free on our smartphones or tablets. The first app I'm going to talk about is called LiveSafe. After opening the app, simply select one of the security functions to get started. The Report Tip button offers users a way to anonymously send tips directly to campus police. Simply select the type of tip you are sending, add photo, video, or audio, and a direct message to campus police. Another feature is the safety map. By clicking on the safety map, you can see your current location along with crimes that have been reported by other users in your area, as well as safe spots and campus blue light emergency phone locations. The Safe Walk function allows users to invite friends to monitor their walk in real time using the phone's GPS tracking system. The emergency options allows users to quickly call or message campus police and emergency services. So it's super easy to navigate and especially helpful if you're on the K-State campus. The next app I'm going to show you is called Be Safe. Once you add your friends onto the app, Be Safe allows you and your closest friends to always be on the lookout for each other. The Be Safe app tracks the location of you and the friends you choose, making it an easy way to tell your friends when you've moved locations, and like Live Safe, ask your friends to follow your location when you don't feel safe. This is one of my favorite features on the app. Need an excuse to get out of a bad date? Be Safe has the perfect solution. You can type in the name of anyone and select the time you want them to call you. So if I type in Dad and select now, he's calling me and I have the perfect solution to get out of a bad situation. The most helpful feature on this app is the Alert Friends button. If you're in an emergency situation involving another person, simply tap the SOS button and the app automatically begins recording video and audio of your surroundings and sends out your location to your friends. The final app I'm going to show you is an app called Nextdoor. Nextdoor is an app that can be used for a number of things. Through the app, you can interact with your neighbors to do anything from recommending a plumber to posting about a garage sale. Riley County Police are using Nextdoor as a neighborhood watch program. Users can interact with police officers directly through the app. Officers can also post safety tips to neighbors with ongoing criminal activity. The City of Manhattan is also using Nextdoor to share information relating to current and long-term planning and public work projects throughout the city. Remember to always stay safe, make good decisions, and be aware of yourself and your surroundings at all times. Looks like work's calling. Better take this. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Natalie. I'm glad you and your patriotic suit can always be found. All of the safety apps and more are available to download for free on the App Store or Google Play. I actually might have to try that fake call feature next time I go on a bad date. So thank you again, Natalie. Would you like to be featured on MHK All Day? All you have to do is send us your pictures like this one or this one on Facebook or on Twitter with the hashtag MHKAllDay. That is our associate producer, James Copeland. So he is loving that selfie status. You could send your pictures to MHKAllDay or show@gmail.com. You could end up on TV. So whether it's you being around Bosco Plaza or doing a study session at Hale, we want to see what you do here in campus. So again, just send us all your pictures, even videos, on our Facebook site or on our account that we just mentioned.
Wildcat legacy from generation to generation.
Where my grandfather went to school.
Where my mother went to school.
It's a legacy scholarship program started by the K-State Alumni Association, specifically for the children and grandchildren of K-State alumni. When you buy a K-State license plate, you fund legacy scholarships.
Show your purple pride and be a part of the Wildcat legacy.
Kansas State University's PowerCat Financial Counseling presents SALT, a game-changing financial tool. It's simple, useful, and best of all, free for K-State students and alumni. SALT provides personal money coaches, help with student loans, and a wide range of career opportunities. Go online to kstate.edu/SALT and see what SALT is all about. Get money smart today.
K-State Student Radio brings every game to K-State fans on the Wildcat 91.9.
Klein's going to take a pitch out to the right. Hubert dices his way up and into the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field for Tyler Lockett. Catches it. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kansas State.
For all of your K-State sports coverage, tune into the Wildcat 91.9.
Welcome back. I'm Daniela Leon, and you're watching MHK All Day. Let's talk about some things around town that deserve some recognition. There is Kudos Corner. K-State reigns supreme in the year's architecture showdown. Each year during the CAN Structure, Architecture, Engineering, and Construction Conference, 2 of K-State's architecture students entered a competition against the other universities in the state. K-State representatives Lanting Sue and Jacob Kelly Say-Low took first and second place respectively. Sue sent in their design for a brewery and Kelly Say-Low sent in his design for a bike kitchen. First place won $500. That's pretty good. Second took home $250. That's a lot of coffee and ramen noodles if you ask me, or pizza rolls. You may have noticed some green bikes around town recently. The green Apple bikes are actually white and they're free for anyone to use at all. All you have to do is return the bike in 4 hours. The program is meant to promote a friendly biking community. While some are worried that the bikes may be stolen, the program has found success through social media. If you see a green bike that wasn't returned around town, just let them know on their Facebook page. If you'd like to know more about green Apple bikes, just check our Facebook and Twitter for a link to their website. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the K-State Cancer Fighters are making sure you are ready. From 11 to 2 today and tomorrow, these shirts will be available in the K-State Student Union. The shirts are $20 and all proceeds will go to the K-State's Johnson Cancer Research Cancer Center. I apologize. Pomade is on points tomorrow. You can walk around downtown Manhattan trying a variety of wine and food from each of the businesses on points. Tickets are only $40. Star Wars Reads Day is in Manhattan Public Library this Saturday. Activities for all ages at 11 include yoga impersonation contest and a movie screening that starts at 1. The K-State versus TCU football game kicks off from Bill Snyder Family Stadium at 6:30 on Saturday. And Fort Riley Outdoorsman's Group Youth Deer Hunt is this weekend. It starts on Friday and goes Sunday. If you'd like to be involved, email FOGART Fort Riley Outdoorsman.group.com. So I am currently joined with sports analyst Tanner Barth. So do you think you'll come in and watch the Star Wars marathon?
I don't know. I used to watch Star Wars when I was little, Daniela, but I've kind of gotten away from that. I'm more, as you said, sports analyst, so I'm more about watching sports than I'm about watching Star Wars. So let's talk about this K-State game this weekend. Kansas State, Bill Snyder Family Stadium, Saturday night, welcomes in the number 2 ranked team in the country. It's primetime game, 6:30 clock kickoff. How rocking do you think Bill Snyder Family Stadium is going to be this week to welcome in the number 2 team in the country?
I think it's definitely going to be packed. You know, TCU is one of the, those Big 12 rivalries that we just love to hate. No offense to TCU, but we just love to just want to kick your butt. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be packed. I know I have a couple of family members flying in from California to watch the Cats take on the Horned Frogs?
Horned Frogs.
Horned Frogs, yeah. So we're gonna be sure to cheer on the Cats. What do you think of the playoffs so far in MLB? How do you think that's going?
I think it's going good so far. I think that the Royals are going to really have a tough task facing this Astros team, but a great wild card game tonight between the Cubs and the Pirates. So it should be interesting, Danielle, and it should be interesting to see how far the Royals can go heading forward.
Have you made a bracket yet?
I have, but I think that I'm going to keep that on the down low for now.
All right, Tanner. Well, thanks for watching MHK All Day. Next week, we'll be talking about cancer awareness. So I'll see you then, along with Tanner.
Serving our Flint Hills family. From here in Manhattan, this is MHK All Day, only on Channel 8.